my favorite thing about the strain is?
What?
The vampire apocalypse is just so boring. Like, guys, we all know the rules, but no one's listening to them.
We're just gonna walk into strange buildings.
At night.
No problem. Let me just follow this vampire.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so the episode begins in a wonderfully weird fashion of showing a video of a...
He's a luchador.
Yeah.
And it's a movie where he's fighting this vampire. And it starts in the wrestling ring, and he's like wrestling with this other luchador, and then he rips off the guy's mask, and it turns out vampire. And so this guy pulls out these two cross knuckles, is what I'm gonna call them, and they're like giant. They're on his fists, and he's like shocks the vampire with them like they're paddles for CPR. And then the guy runs off, and he chases him to his castle, and he confronts the brides of...
It was kind of like an homage to, like, Hammer horror and, like, the Universal monster movies and Nosferatu, because you can't do vampires these days without BT dubs. They're remaking it, just so you know.
Why?
So... It pulls back, you see that it is the guy from the movie watching the movie. He now works at a restaurant, and his knee is busted.
And then we cut to...
Crazy!
We cut to our
group.
Yes.
And they're driving the bread truck, and the Ratcatcher's like, I've done some crazy shit since I met you people, but this is the craziest.
And it cuts to Eph in the back, and he's holding on to two ropes. And on the other end of this rope thing is a vampire with his arms strung up, and he's got a thing over his face and a cage over his mouth. And they drive up, and Eph kicks him out of the back, and then they jump in the van, and they watch as he, like, rips off the mask.
Not even rips, it's like...
He undoes it, yeah. And I was like, wow, that is very dexterous for a vampire. Anyways, takes it off, and he
chills.
He's just like, oh.
Where do I go? We're like, go on, go, scat, shoo.
And the thing's just kind of like, okay, fine. So they're like trying to herd it along, so they all get out of the van, and you're like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? And so the vampire wanders down the road, and all of a sudden, behind them, in comes three other vampires, and you're like, that is exactly what I expected to happen.
And F sees the vampire that's about to attack him is a lady vampire, and he's just like, Kelly? Like, that's basically what it is.
And you're just like, oh my god, you people.
But okay, we're gonna come back tomorrow night to see if the infection. And you're just like, yeah, let's come back to a vampire nest. At night. Did we learn anything? Oh, the best part. Because, like, he's like, okay, we have to come back. And the Ratcatcher's like, whoa. If the old man told you we had to do this, you would be, like, locking him up in this building with these vampires, because that would not fly with you.
But you want to do it, and oh, it's okay now. And he's like, but we don't have any choice. And the Ratcatcher's like, I have a choice, and I am leaving.
And he leaves to go blow up the thing.
Like, oh.
He's like, don't you like architecture? Yeah. But I like killing vamps more.
And you're just like, oh my god, I love you so much. If he dies, I swear to god, I will shut this show up. And I should probably stop saying that.
Yeah, I know, because you're going to keep watching it because reasons.
Because
Gus.
He got more attractive.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I don't know what happened. We're watching the episode like, huh.
So Gus, he's kind of lost to the world because, you know, his bestie is gone. Rest in peace, folksy. And so he's wandering around, he goes into a restaurant, he kind of flirts with this girl, and then he goes back to his apartment because reasons.
Because he needed some clothes and he couldn't just loot the nearest Walmart.
Like a normal person.
But yeah, so he gets there and lo and behold, his mother is a vampire.
Don't make me do it, mama! Is basically what it
boils down to, and you're like, if you didn't want to do it,
why did you come back?
Like, you knew she was a vampire. What did you expect? But anyways,
the master takes control of his mother and talks to him and just is a dick because we have to remember that he's the villain, like, you know, spreading this crazy vampire infection.
No.
Not evil enough, no. Like, your mother's, like...
so disappointed in you.
It's still here.
She has this animal love for you, but she loves a criminal. Really?
And so, of course, he leaves without, you know, killing her because reasons.
So, yeah, he does that, and he goes back to the restaurant, and he's like, love your mother, to the woman that he was flirting with before, because she's clearly having a fight with her mother, and he's like, no.
You won't understand what you've lost until it's gone. And then he realizes that the one guy at that restaurant is the, like, luchador.
From the movie,
and he's like, oh my god, I totally recognize you and your moves. You were like the coolest good guy because you were kind of like bad.
And the guy's like, go away. And that was the end of that.
That was the Gus plot. That is Gus's plot. So Satrakan and Kesha go off to Staten Island to get in contact with Fitzwilliam, who was the butler to Eldritch.
And they're like, you know things on Eldritch Palmer, and you've left him. You can break this cycle. I knew your father, and, you know, break the cycle and help end his evil, because I think you think that evil has won, so why bother doing anything? But, you know, I believe this fight can be won.
Like, no, I've given up. No, you've already changed your mind.
And then walks out. You're like, alright. But I'm excited for him to come join up.
Yeah.
We did get a flashback as well.
Eldritch Palmer was very, like, yellow in that. Like, he looked yellow. Like, he was livery yellow. Like,
well, he's supposed to be sick, probably.
But it's like, yeah, let's just paint him yellow.
That's
he doesn't look sick enough. Like, yellow tint. Yellow tint. Blacker in the eyes, maybe a little bit blue by the jaw. Yellow.
You get this flashback where Eldritch Palmer, and Satrakan are looking for the lumen. And so they end up in U of T.
Which in a nunnery.
Supposedly a nunnery, but I highly doubt.
University of Toronto.
I highly doubt that place is a nunnery.
Put a statue of the Virgin Mary over here and a cross up here. Totally a nunnery. But it smells like vampires.
And Satrakan is immediately like, well, the thing is probably not here. And they run into a kid. And the kid's like, yeah, the headmistress or whatever you call her.
Mother Superior.
That one. Burn the lumen. She said it was evil and the devil blah, 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 blah. So they're like, oh, well, you know, that's a problem. And then the kid runs off and Satrakan's like, no, don't go that way.
Oh, I must save you, child.
And goes chasing after the child, leaving Palmer alone.
With a knife.
Yeah, and in walks our good buddy Eichorst. And
Eldritch Palmer, you want to know the secrets of the universe. Do you want to know some?
I know them all. And so you're like, well, this is going well.
Wow, it's so easy to sway someone to the way of evil. Come to the dark side. We have immortality, basically.
So Satrakan goes off, chases the kid, has a couple of adventures. We're not sure if the kid got away or not. I think you can assume that he does. But anyways, he comes back and he's like, we should keep looking for the lumen. And Palmer's like,
no, I give up.
Nope.
Dead end.
Clearly never existed. Let's go.
But you can help fight evil. You know these creatures exist. There will always be evil in this world.
And it lives in my heart, don't.
I am a villain.
You're like, well, that was some bad acting, but
yeah. Whatevs. Let's go back to the present. Eph and Zach try to have a bonding moment.
Which fails.
Kind of fails because everything reminds Zach about his mother. Because that is Zach's defining characteristic.
At this point.
I want mom! No, okay. The one thing, they did do a little bit of showing instead of telling, which was nice. A little bit. Because they go to this batting cage, and, like, Zach can't hit the ball, and then it kind of zooms out, and Zach's having a flashback, and his mom is there, and they're a happy family, and everything's kind of, like, yellowy, like, honey-tinted to be like, good, happy memory from before. You know, like that. And then It's like, okay, that is showing. That is not telling. That's not Zach being like, well, we came here with Mom, so I don't want to be here anymore.
Mom, 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 mom.
And so they leave.
Mom.
I like, though, the best, the finishing touch on that part of the show is Eph comes into Zach's room, and he sees Zach asleep, and he's listening to, like, loud music, and he, like, picks up the, like, I think it was a PlayStation thing,
Yeah.
And he looks at it, and it's the goth rock.
And you're like, yep.
This kid was at the showdown. I was thinking about this entire episode, was that this kid was at the showdown with the Master. He saw the Master. He saw all those vampires. He saw the goth rocker. He saw these vampires, like, face trying to munch people. Why did F have to show him the vampire in the hospital in the previous episode?
Because we switched actors.
What happened to the whole development last season where it's like, sons fighting alongside their fathers for na.
Now it's just like, I want my mommy.
Like, I totally get that, grieving for your mother, but no one's letting him grieve.
Well,
The writers aren't letting him grieve.
Okay.
It's just like, I want Mom, let's go get Mom. Zach, she's a vampire. I don't care. Like, that's just like...
Yeah. He's just constantly throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're 12 years old. You've been through all this shit. Stop pretending you don't.
God, we sound like horrible people.
No, but the thing is, he wasn't like this in last season.
I know.
And the time to grieve was like last season. And we've just regressed. And that is what is so frustrating.
The Ratcatcher has some of the best lines. Lighting up all his dynamite, doing his thing, lights a cigar. Best part is, like, as he lights it.
Wile E. Coyote ain't got nothing on me. And then he lights it, he's like, meep, meep. And then
Like,
just
goes
walks off.
And then a group of, government ladies people come down and see him. It's like, oh, you're out past curfew. And he gives this speech about, how in movies, like, the hero was walking away. And the big explosion happens behind him. And he doesn't look. If I were that guy, and as he's doing this, he's walking away and he's leading the people away from the explosion because the Ratcatcher is not a dick.
Clearly he should have let them explode.
And then it explodes, and then they, beat the living crap out of him, and it's awful, and I wanted to hurt people because I love him, and...
They're gonna cart him off to jail.
I love him. He's, the best character on this show.
He really is.
Because, you know what? He's adapted. That's what it is. He has adapted to this life, and he's motivated.
Yeah, he wants to do good. He's not, stuck in the past.
No.
He doesn't have high-minded morals. He gets other people. He's like, you want to go save your friend? We'll go save your friend. I get you. You can't move past this until we... He's perfect. He's just perfect. Love it.
Oh, we forgot about Eldritch Palmer's, stupid. Yes, we're having this important meeting in the late afternoon to reboot the New York City economy because, woo, I'll leave you guys to your work, and then the thing ends after dark. And what happens? I like it because it's shot from, a reporter. She's talking in French. She's like, oh, you can see the masses coming out from behind because na. Oh, look, there are some protesters. Because in the background, you see these little, vampires just, jumping in, just and then it's a chow fest.
But it's just so funny how she's like, oh, look, some protesters. She has no idea what's going on. She's been flown in from out of town or something and has not seen, the last few days.
And then Eldritch Palmer is in a car, and he's watching, and he's just, drive away slowly. And you pointed this out, and it was hilarious, because the goth rocker is there, because, he's the goth rocker. And he's just, eating someone's face. And he just kind of, stinger tracks, looks up, and just, looks so disgusted with everything.
And just kind of confused.
Just why are we here?
And then he kind of turns back, looks at the body, he's like, oh, look, a body.
Not much happened.
Not really. If you
filler.
if you had skipped the episode, you wouldn't have a problem picking it up next.
No. The only thing you'd be like, why is the Ratcatcher in jail?
That's about it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this episode? Who is your favorite character? Because we always talk about our favorite characters, but somebody might have a different opinion.
Yeah. Does someone out there actually like F?
No. Let us know what you think.